Hi, everyone. Welcome to yet another Brummet's YouTube video. You can find us at brummetmedia.ca or just do a search on Dave and Lillian Brummet on any search engine of choice, and you'll find us from there as well. Today, we're going to be talking about living in positivity. I've been asked this more than once in my career, but just recently I was asked this question, and I'd really like to address it today. How I stay positive when there's so much negativity going on in the world, so much tragedy, so much adversity going on in the world. The short answer is, I don't always stay positive. I struggle with depression. I have struggled with depression in my past. I've worked hard to feed my mind, my family, my friends, my audience with positive, inspiring, motivating information. And it isn't easy. I've had to learn how to avoid those movies, those ads, those alarmist programs, news, magazines, any resource that feeds negative information out, whether it is an individual or a media outlet. I avoid it very, very, very hard because I'm trying very hard to feed my own life with positive information. Because here's something I've learned through doing research in psychological studies is that the human psyche is geared to react to these negative situations that we as a society want to be feeding ourselves. And what happens is we react in such a way that it produces fear. We come from our lives, from everything that we do, from a place of fear. We start projecting the future as a darker and a scarier one. We become angry, we become stressed, we're restless, we're protective of what we have, right? So this is a normal human reaction to feeding ourselves negativity. And we've all felt it at one point or another in our life. So that's why it's important to feed ourselves and with positive information, to look for the good in the world and to highlight that good as much as we can in our own way, so that others become more aware of the good that is happening in the world. Seeing the beauty that the projects, the efforts, the activities that are happening every single day, thousands and thousands of times a day, positive things are happening all over the world. And it's really inspiring. It's motivating when you become aware of it. But it doesn't just feed yourself, your own soul, and it gives you, a more brighter outlook to the world, and therefore your interactions with other humans and how you address your business and so much more. But it also celebrates their work. When we praise them, when we send them a comment saying, geez, I really appreciate what you and your volunteers are doing, or something like this, that motivates them, that inspires them. They celebrate it, gives them a jolt of energy. When we're able to share that information with our friends, or if, say, we have a newsletter, or in my case, a blog, or maybe you're running a podcast, or maybe, you work in a situation where you're able to support or highlight various activities that are happening in your community, use that skill, use that opportunity to highlight them. And maybe we can send some traffic to those organizations and those activities. Maybe we can send people that would be interested in participating, or at the very least, maybe they get a flood of letters of people who are now aware of their activities who are saying, we really appreciate what you're doing. And those people who are doing the work are going to get such a buzz out of that, and they'll want to do more. This is how we can participate in a positive way. But also, I think by feeding ourselves negative information, we become in a state of like a startled state, a state of apathy, like we feel we can't make a difference. And yet small actions have measurable impact. And I think when we start doing actions, in fact, psychological studies have showed us this, that when human beings start doing actions, positive activities, what actually happens is they are changing their own mindset, the way that their mind works, and they become more interested in doing more good things because it feels good. right? Your brain starts craving those feel good chemicals, and you want to do it again and again. It all makes a difference, every single action. So let's just step back a little bit, take a look at your own life. In my 52 years or so, in my own life, I have seen that my life is probably one of the most peaceful times in human existence in regards to world wars and Great Depressions and, you know, all of that. I grew up in a time when equality was becoming the norm for race, for age, for lifestyle, everything. Animal rights are the norm and have been fought for with a passion. Millions of human rights, environmental, pet rescue, poverty organizations, and environmental, or I said environmental organizations, many different types of organizations have sprouted up since the 70s. But, you know, I see new ones being sprouted up every single day. We love to celebrate them on our blog, by the way, and we can't keep up to them. There's so many of them that, you know, I've been celebrating nonprofits and charitable organizations and projects since the beginning. We've been doing that blog for about 18, 19 years now. It's 2022 at the time of this video. And I put posts up probably every week or so, and celebrating organizations. And we've interviewed them, all kinds of different types of posts, at least once a week, and I'm still never running out of them. If you run over to our Brummet's Conscious blog, you'll find that, again, we've done hundreds of posts celebrating green businesses or alternative energy or green building activities, you know, eco construction, that kind of thing. We've celebrated projects that, you know, take back the desert. They're greening the desert. They're taking back arid areas and regreening them. They're changing agricultural methods and to much more environmentally responsible ways. We've celebrated projects that such as replanting the forests, or, you know, protecting endangered plants and animal species successfully. Whales that have, you know, come back because of the awareness in our own lifetimes of people stopping whale hunting, and now we're seeing whale populations recover. I mean, nature is resilient, and when we do these types of activities, as we learn more as a society and become more educated, these activities are happening every day, all kinds of wonderful changes. We need to celebrate them and become more aware of them. So please head over to Brummet's Conscious blog, where you can find more information about this. And I encourage you to scroll through those archived posts. Again, it goes back, you know, many, many years. So scroll through those posts and find that encouragement, that motivation, that inspiration that you're seeking in your world, in your life at this moment in time, because we all want to do good. We all need to do good. We need to feel value, like our life has value. And I want to help support you in that regard, and to motivate you and give you any kind of tools or resources that I can, and answer your questions if I can. In my own life, I've seen, like, in the small cities that we've lived in the 30 years that Dave and I have been married, we've seen businesses and entrepreneurs constantly, quietly, every day, helping with community projects or local tragedies. We've seen construction crew volunteers helping out with the local schoolyard upgrades or the animal shelter upgrade projects and things like that. We've seen musicians and bands, you know, who volunteer for fundraising events for a variety of causes and organizations, whether it's a national organization or a local charity or a local tragedy that happened and they're raising funds for that. It's happening all around us. All we have to do is open our eyes and look for it, and then celebrate it. Over on our blog, you're going to find that there's a volunteer page that I put together for local organizations and volunteers to network together more easily. And these are just the places that I could find in our valley, in this small little valley of BC, Canada, at about maybe 50,000 residents or so up and down the lake in the various communities and suburbs of Creston. There are I don't know, 100 or more on that page of nonprofit and charitable organizations that people can look at for volunteering opportunities. More than 100 there for our size of community. Imagine for the larger sizes of communities, it must be much, much more. And there's probably likely many others that I haven't learned of yet, that I haven't yet put on that list. As soon as I learn of them, I put them on the list. I find it's really important to have that list there. I ask people to please, copy, share it, use it on your own blog, your own newsletter, your magazine, what have you. It's not mine. I'm not clutching it. It's not something that I'm protecting as mine. I want people to share it in the area, to be able to access it, to help volunteers find new opportunities and experiences, and to also help those nonprofits find each other more easily and network with each other more easily. So in the past 30 years or so, I've seen recycling programs become the norm. I've seen take back programs become the norm. I've seen composting programs become the norm. I mean, just the recycling and composting alone can reduce our waste heading to the landfill by 60% of our landfill. Plus, the recycling industry alone, just participating in the recycling industry to the fullest extent that you are able to in your own area, creates millions and millions of jobs. Very good thing to be participating in these days of job uncertainty. Now, we just might not be aware of all of these types of activities, and we just have to look for them. And that's not even the unspoken, unheralded daily activities of individuals and businesses out there going and cleaning up beaches and trails and riverways, or replanting or refurbishing, or getting involved in various community projects in their everyday life and aren't getting acknowledged for it. All the people out there walking the dogs and picking up litter while they're walking their dogs, those kinds of individuals just out there gladly participating and quietly going about making the world a better place. They're out there every day. They're your neighbor, they're your coworker. Start asking questions, talk about what they're doing, what you're doing, celebrate it, tell others. Make sure that you help inspire and motivate this change towards a more sustainable and proactive community. It's really time for all of us to roll up our sleeves and get involved in whatever little way we might be able to, seemingly little way. I say that because a lot of us feel like our way, what we can do is such a minor contribution, but really every small action has a profound and measurable impact. Keep that in mind. So thank you everyone for being here today, just being here and listening to this video. You've helped make the world a better place. Those algorithms are looking at our videos saying that people are interested, they like it, they're thumbs upping, they're sharing it, they're commenting. This makes this video much more widely available to other people, and hopefully it will help inspire others as well, just by your liking and sharing, and even just being here, listening, and part of our audience. Thank you all so much for joining us here today on our Brummet's YouTube video series. Thank you for all your questions. We have so many more that we're going to be responding to. I love the topics and questions and thoughts that you're bringing up, and I really strive to find the time to do enough videos to be able to address them all. I love it. Please keep it coming in, and do reach out to us anytime. The best way to find us, honestly, is just go to your favorite search engine, whatever that is, and type in the word Brummet, B-R-U-M-M-E-T, Lillian and Dave Brummet. You'll be able to find us on most of the online sites from there. Alternatively, in every video that I produce, I have a URL there for you to check out. If you click on that, it'll take you to a page where it lists all of the most relevant sites where we can be found, where you can interact and connect with us from there. Okay. Thank you everyone for joining us today. Until next time.